Procter & Gamble is the latest to announce its intention to leave Nigeria and end its operation. Ground operation, they say, is already short. And this is not the first. We've been feeling the pinch of some of these companies that have been leaving the country. We talked about it earlier when we started the show. Well, Dr. Lulu Ojo is the Chief Executive Officer of Merit Health Limited. He joins us in the studio. We know that the pharmaceutical industry has been one of the worst hit with all of this exiting of companies in the country. Dr. Ojo, thank you so much for your time. Good morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
Did you see this exit coming? Have we had it this bad before?
Yes, it has been there. We must face the reality of our situation. We've had many of these companies, multinational companies, restructuring their operation much before now. For instance, we have the likes of Hoffmann La Roche, one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies. We have Bayer, we have Pfizer, who have strategically reorganized, let's use that word, their business operation in Nigeria.
And said they want to change their model. They change it to import-based model. But we know what it means. It means you're not manufacturing in Nigeria. Nigerians are not engaged.
Yes.
More FX is needed to bring those manufactured goods into the country.
Yes, that is why you see me using that word, choosing that word, because that is their language. You know, it's a strategic move, it's a model change, is this and that. But the truth of the matter, me and you know, is that it's no longer comfortable for them to do the manufacturing here. In actual fact, the Chief Financial Officer of Procter & Gamble used one word which I want us to note, that they are effectively dissolving their footprint on ground in Nigeria. That word was used, effectively dissolving their footprint on ground in Nigeria. And that is what it means. And if you look at a company as big as Procter & Gamble, leaving, dissolving their footprint on ground, then you know that's a serious matter.
That means more importation. But they're also leaving Argentina. Do we have similar challenges?
These are business organizations, and they take decisions based on what they call bottom line. Exactly what is in need for them. So Nigeria and Argentina must have had a similar outlook in terms of what, but I don't know exactly the details of what happened in Argentina, but in Nigeria, we know.
Nigeria is FX, I guess.
Mostly. That is the immediate cause. There may be remote, but the immediate cause of this exit is FX.
But, this should be good news for local manufacturers like you. I'm talking of you're in the pharmaceutical sector.
Yes.
So if we have these companies, multinational companies exiting, shouldn't we have local production step in? Yes,
we should. That is the expectation. But the reality on ground may not be there. Because even the local manufacturer, I must say this because every time I appear before you, you refer to me as a local manufacturer. And I take that. But I've worked in the manufacturing sector before, but now I'm not. But the truth of the matter is that most of the manufacturing that are done in Nigeria, the inputs are imported. That's the truth. We don't have the API, the active pharmaceutical ingredient. We don't have them being manufactured here. So we import them. The machinery, we import them. Even some of the excipients, if not all of the excipients, we import them. So it's totally importation based. So what we will have gained by saying the big guys, the multinational are leaving and the local manufacturers are supposed to take advantage, it's not there, because the local manufacturers themselves, they are faced with the problem of forex. They don't have the forex to be able to import their raw materials, to be able to import all the inputs that they are needed.
What stops us from producing the raw materials here?
It's exactly the same thing that we are saying. Myself, I was here before you last year, almost about the same time. And we are discussing the same thing, that if you want manufacturing to happen in your country, there must be a decided action towards that. Because you can't manufacture. I don't know. The president of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria said in 2022, manufacturers spent about 144 billion naira on alternative power source. So how do you cope with that? Things that are needed, the basic ingredients that are needed to get manufacturing smoothly operating in the country are not just there. And that is why you see that the sector is not having the kind of traction that it's supposed to have. And let's look at Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble had about $50 million from Nigeria in 2022 to a total revenue of about 83.6 billion globally. So if you look at the 50 million that Nigeria contributes to 83.6 billion, what is that? It's nothing to them. And now, even to make the $50 million now at the recent Naira dollar conversion rate, they may have to sell 4 times more to be able to get the $50 million. So that is why they said a dollar-denominated business like theirs cannot make value in Nigeria. And that is their exit. That's the purpose of their exit.
Very unfortunate now. So if it is difficult or seems like a long-term plan for us to have local manufacturing of these goods that are now going away with the manufacturers, do you think that the presidency, the federal government, for instance, could take some, I know you called it decisive steps, maybe to keep these companies for longer, to help the local manufacturing sector, maybe boost a bit to be able to manufacture this before we can let them to go? Because I don't know, maybe I've missed it. I haven't heard any strong statements from the federal government when we talk about the issues of companies exiting the country.
Thank you. We come back to the basics, and the basics is that what does the government want? We said it here when we were talking, that it revolves around that man and the strategic intent, that intentional action to say this is what I want. Maybe the man in the saddle right now can say maybe the time is too short to start rating him, but they must hear us. They must hear us in the sense that if Nigeria wants manufacturing, then we must create the enabling environment. Look, I may not be able to go. Many other established pharmaceutical companies, for instance, the likes of Fitsen, the likes of Emzor, they have done so well and they are doing so much. This dollar thing is affecting them, but they cannot leave because this is their country. And what we need to do is to grow more Fitsen, grow more Emzor, and it has to be a direct action. To get credit in Nigeria, it's about 30%. So what will I do when I already pay 30% to the bank? So how do I make my own money? Now, to even be able to get the input that I need, if I have the Naira, there is no dollar. If I will get the dollar, I have to pay so much for it. So it's convoluted, so to say.
Yeah,
Now, we need to understand this. It's not rocket science. It's just about us. It's about our priorities. It's about us deciding that we want to make Nigeria good. And if we want to make Nigeria good, there are certain things we must do. There are certain things we must stop doing. When you read in the paper, one gentleman or one woman stealing 90 billion naira, stealing 80 billion naira, then you start wondering what is wrong with us. Where we are today, we are not here because it happened yesterday. It's been happening. The rain has been beating us. Long before now, but we don't seem to be looking at it.
Well, a lot of questions also, Joe. I mean, because even the fact that the president, I think, just came back from a round trip asking for investors to come makes you ask, if the ones who are here are leaving, will those ones we are asking to come, will they, be able to come and stay? But thank you so much, Chief Executive Officer of Merit Health Limited, Dr. Lulu Ojo, for your time with us this morning.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.